What is up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag here. Kelly is on he's hanging out with Shady. So, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with him tonight. Hopefully, he's going to stay out of trouble. But we got my man G-Reg. Of course, he's here to talk some Cowboys. We got the NFL Honors. It's going to be a laid-back, kind of chilling kind of show. So, I would just say, you guys, man, just come in and just relax. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be just chilling. We're going to talk Cowboys, but we're going to talk NFL. We got the Hall of Fame announcements coming up. We got all this stuff happening. So make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, share. We are over 5,500 subscribers. So definitely a big thanks to everybody who's new to the channel. If you're new, drop a comment. Let us know you're new. Drop us something in the chat. It's always hot. Let us know. But we got so many new people, Greg. It's almost like we got to do a reintroduction. So those of you guys who don't know, I'm your boy Mike Tag. You know, I bring that hype to Cowboys Nation. You guys, most of you guys probably follow me on Twitter, other social media platforms. I do hype videos. I'm even on Cameo. You can hire me to hype up your birthday, special occasion, trash talk, fantasy football, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I do, but I'm a passionate Cowboys fan, and that's what this channel is about, the passion of the Dallas Cowboys and maybe the misery sometimes that we go. And so that's me. There's other people part of the show, but since Greg, you are on, we got so many new people. Go ahead and reintroduce yourself because you are, the TikTok king of Cowboys Nation.
I wouldn't know too much about the king, but I got a bunch of followers up on TikTok on Gregory Gerard 146, and then Facebook is just Gregory Gerard. But Mike and I ran into each other about almost 3 years ago. We both fans and Cowboys fans, so it was one of those marriages.
A brother from another mother, man. That's the way it goes, man.
And it worked out fine. But I'm here. I'm down like wet flies. I'm Cowboys fan since I was 5 years old, and I go way back before most of our audience was even born with the Cowboys. So that's my heart. I bleed blue. The cave represents it, and I'm gonna always be down with them.
Yeah, no, we definitely appreciate it. It's awesome. And just running through the chat real quick. April, good to see you here. She's gifted a Cowboys Cave membership. I don't know how all that works, so we're gonna have to figure that out. I don't know. If maybe we randomly select. Is that how it works, or I don't know? We'll figure it out. But she did mention the membership, and we definitely appreciate all our members. And I always say, I give back. That's what I want to do. So this month, I'm going to do a members-only show. It's exclusive for the members. And in that show, I'm going to give away, because my man Kevin Smith, K-Dub, was on the show. Larry Brown, my man Cuts and I met him at the Hall of Fame induction in Texas for the Texas Sports Black Hall of Fame. He was inducted to. So I got a nice dual sign, Larry Brown, Kevin Smith. So I'm going to do a giveaway for members only. And you say, hey, man, how can I be a member? I'm missing out on all this good shit. All you got to do is hit the join underneath. Make sure you hit that like, too. But you can hit join the Cowboys Cave family. I think it's like $4.99 a month. But like I said, we do giveaways. We did $50 gift card to two people, total $50 to two members. And we're going to do this autograph picture. I've got other stuff because I got all this stuff in the cave. I gotta give back to the people. So
you got a partial museum.
So I'm waiting for the kids to move out there. I'm going to take over the whole house. My wife doesn't know that yet. But as we get rolling in, and we're going to get to the comments, I just got to get all this business out of the way. Breaking news, and I really want to know your guys' sincere opinion on this. Sincere opinion. Cowboys are headed to Brazil. They're going to play a game, international game. I don't want to sound like an old crotchety man. I don't. I hate the international games. I think it's BS. I think teams lose home games, and home games in football is like gold. It's so important, those games, and you only get 17 of these games, and wins and losses or that can make you in and out of the playoffs, home field advantage, division. So I hate it. I don't like it. And I don't know if you guys feel that way, but that's my opinion. I was hoping the Cowboys weren't going to be doing this. They have 9 home games, so I have a sneaky suspicion this is going to be one of their home games. So it makes me even madder because this was kind of an advantage year for them. But what do you guys say in the chat? But, Greg, am I being old and crotchety? I mean, what's going on with me?
Nope, I feel the same way. I don't mind the international games as long as they're preseason. And if they're preseason, I don't want my stars out there on these fields. I don't know if they got rocks in them fields. We don't know how they built these fields. And then you got the delay in travel. You got the amenities where they stay, the water that they drink, the food that they eat is so much can affect the nervous system of a player. And then if it's a home game, it really takes that advantage away from them because it's like both teams are playing the visitors game and it takes advantage away from them. So preseason, fine. Regular season, no. But I know the NFL, they want to stretch it out, want to make that extra money on revenue selling all those NFL products. So I don't think it's going to change.
No, it's not going away. No. And I understand basketball does it, baseball does it, but you got 162 games, you got 82 games. There's only 17 games to the NFL season. And I mean, they're very, very precious. So I don't know if you guys love it. Great. I am not digging it. The other thing that we're going to be doing is we know NFL Honors is on. So I do have it running.
Rumor going around about that.
I will be playing some of the audio when they get to some of these announcements. I will be playing some of the audio. We'll get some of your thoughts, some of your opinions. We do have we got the Cowboys, got Dak Prescott, comeback player of the year, if you care about that. Hall of Fame. Obviously, you got Woodson and you got Witten and you got some other great finalists. If we, Greg and I obviously might be partial to Reggie Wayne or Frank Gore maybe getting in or something like that. But we're probably going to go for a while, so maybe we'll get to that point of it, but we'll see what happens. But, yeah, that was the breaking news with the latest with the Cowboys. So you get the Brazil game. Again, not a huge fan of that, but we'll see what happens. So let's get into some Cowboys talk. And the Cowboys have been, man, I did a thing on it, and I don't know what I did with my overlay, but the Cowboys have kind of finalized and getting close to the finish line of their defense, right? So they go get Marcus Dixon, who was a Cowboy. I mean, not a prominent Cowboy. I think he had a cup of coffee there, maybe for a season or so. But he's back in Dallas. How do you feel, Greg, and you guys in the chat? You're seeing all these names, fresh faces is what I like to call. People aren't tied to the organization so much. You're getting from various different teams with defenses that are like Minnesota, you got Arizona, Green Bay, you got Philadelphia, you got a taste of everything. So what is your overall impression as you're kind of seeing this wind down a little bit? They got, I believe, a guy from Georgia, outside linebackers coach from Georgia on the staff now, too, if my memory's right. What's your impressions and what you guys think in the chat?
I like it. It's almost akin to what a real GM would go out and do if they were on the team, the way they would scout coaches.
All right, when Jerry has something to ask you, Greg.
What's your point?
Hey, the point is, Jerry, you ain't a damn GM. But this move is like what a real GM would do. Instead of staying in-house, familiar faces, nepotism, they went outside, and it looks like, for the best part, they went out and got some of the best talent they could find from a variety of teams that were successful in those categories. Now they just need to finish it off with the rest of the coaching staff that are going to be with those guys. So I like it so far. The only drawback is because they're all coming together now collectively, new together, I'm hoping that this magic they can create can at least get us in the playoffs their first year together. And it's not like rebuilding this stage over again. It's going to take 2 years to get in the playoffs. No, I hope with the combination of free agency and then the draft, and with these guys coming in, establishing this coach under Shoddy, that they're able to at least work together in cohesion, that it gets us to the playoffs this season coming up. Yeah. But I like it so far.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, and I know Bugsy, my man Bugsy, he said he may not be at the tailgate. I'd be disappointed because I think Bugsy's been at all of them. I'd be very, very upset. And the Cowboys tailgate party is going to be even better fourth time around, man. It gets better and better. We got a lot of stuff in the works that is going to make this thing off the chain. So just make sure you guys get ready for it. But I was watching an interview with, and I don't know who it was, and it's not Adam Schefter. It's the one that's on the other channel. I could see his face. One of the NFL insiders,
network.
Yeah, and he talked about Parker, and he said Parker was one of those guys that he went to go see. He travels around to the different teams, and he kept hearing this stuff about Parker. So he wanted to go check it out, and he just was. This was even a couple years ago. He was thoroughly impressed with the knowledge, with the respect that he had within the team, within the players. And he said this guy's going to be a superstar. Now it's happened. It's crazy. It's been a meteoric rise because I think 7 years ago, it was like a quality assistant or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But his football knowledge and his football IQ is off the chain. It's off the chain. So I think it's going to be great. But before we get rolling, we want to break into NFL honors. So I apologize. We're going to go back and forth. Defensive player of the year. Who are you guys thinking? You got Micah Parsons. I mean, do we root for Micah Parsons or we don't want to see him? You got the Denver Bronco DN with all the sacks. You got Myles Garrett, right? He's in there. Aiden Hutchinson's in there. I don't know if I'm missing anyone else. They're kind of rolling through the names now. But we'll get when they announce it. We're going to crank it up a little bit. Will Anderson, another Bama guy. So it's going to be interesting. Can we get a Cowboy? To be defensive player of the year one of these days soon? Myles Garrett. Miles
Garrett to me, hands down.
Hands down.
He break the record for the team.
He broke the record. It's going to be him. All of
these guys had incredible seasons.
Here's Strahan.
And all of these guys are very deserving and all can't win it. That's the only problem. But in a unanimous decision, the 2025 AP Defensive Player of the Year presented by TCL is Myles Garrett.
I don't think there was any surprise in that one.
It's a shame. What I look at for Myles, it is a shame that he's still with Cleveland they don't have a future, because what really I love Myles Garrett. What really sealed it for me that his career may be one of those, he gets in the Hall of Fame, but he'd never make it there, is when he signed that huge contract.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him, but I kind of wish somebody else would have took him and gave him that contract where he had an opportunity to win a Super Bowl. But, we don't know. So we can't predict the future. So who knows? This new coach may come in, old as he
never
is.
know. It seems a little dysfunctional in Cleveland, but real quick, definitely want to thank a super chat, DeLunatic with a great, and I'm telling you, DeLunatic, I am going to make a bet. I'm doing a prop bet. Tank Lawrence, Super Bowl MVP. The odds are great. I know they give it to quarterbacks. I think a defensive guy hasn't won it very often. I think they said maybe 5 or 6 times, whatever it's been. But I don't think this is going to be an offensive showcase. I think it's going to be defense, and I'm going for Tank. I'm going for Tank to win Super Bowl MVP. I think that would just be the cherry on top to just a great season for him personally, making that decision to go to Seattle. Now understand, Dallas didn't want him. It's not like he scorned Dallas, so no one go hating on Tank. Oh, he scorned us. Dallas didn't want him. He chose to go to Seattle. He had other opportunities. He believed Seattle was going to get to the Super Bowl. He called his shot, and we all laughed, and they built something special, and you got to give credit. I got to give credit where credit's due, and he's played a very important part in that defense, and I'm proud of him, man. I am. I know I'm not going to be a hater. I'm proud of him.
Well, it's poetic justice. It's exactly poetic justice. He left the Cowboys because Jerry and them didn't want to sign him. Yeah. And because they didn't want to sign him, and I admit, I was ready for him to go.
No, a lot of people were. I was
ready for him to go because I was like, I don't know what he's doing on that line. I don't even hear his name. In the Green Bay Packer playoff game, that's what really sealed the deal for me, because I never heard his name once in there, and they ran through him like roughshod. However, when he went to Seattle and when he said, before the season started, training camp, he said, my family's in Dallas. I love Dallas, but I'm not going to win a Super Bowl there. But I can win one here in Seattle. I thought, okay, you're talking a lot of smack because you're mad because they got rid of him. However, he backed it up, and during his play at Seattle, the D-Law came out of him, the D-Law of old, and he put some emphasis on that number 0 he got. And I remember one game, I think he had 2 interceptions, 3 sacks or something. Now, even on Get Up, they were talking about they're looking at him.
Hold that thought. Rookie of the year. You going with Dart? You going with McMillan, Egbuka, who a lot of us wanted in Dallas? Who we going with? Who we going with?
I got to see the list.
Jackson Dart and Egbuka.
He's humble.
I think McMillan has got to be. T-Mac is right there. T-Mac has got to be the guy, I think.
Between him and Egbuka.
I think T-Mac from Carolina.
Words cannot express how proud I am.
Dallas was looking at him too. Jackson Dart,
Lastly,
the
to set the
lunatics
record
going.
straight, his name is Tetaro, not Tet.
Egbuka, there's some love for him. He was another guy that we were looking at and screaming the Cowboys drafted.
My husband, Travion Henderson, is a man grounded in faith, guided by God.
Travion Henderson is one of them.
He's a
All right, they're yapping. No disrespect, they're yapping.
I don't see Dart or Shook. Is it Shook? For
Dart's in there. Dart's in there.
Shook and Dart. They're in, but I don't see them winning it.
Oh, you don't see that? Who do you got? I see a lot of T-Mac.
I got Egbuka.
All right, you got Egbuka. We got one Dart. We got some T-Mac in there.
Watching Tyler grow, not just as an athlete.
All right, these guys, they got to drag everything out. That's what I'm getting.
You know they got to do that.
Get to the point.
Even when they announced it, they said the year coming from so-and-so, and after Walmart, he walked down the street and he came out and he ate a biscuit, and the guy that picked the tire up his goals for 24 hours. Then they finally announced his name because they want to make it dramatic. But everybody's asleep by that time.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now, Travion Henderson, I wouldn't be surprised if he get it because that running back for New England lit it up. And where are they at? They're in the Super Bowl. So it may be Henderson or Buka.
Yeah, he didn't put up enough numbers. I don't
know now. I don't know. You know how the selection committee is. It may be
the interesting one. The interesting one is well, see, if you're not watching NFL Honors, then you're going to see. That's why you love the show, Cuts, because you can watch your Spurs and you can listen to us, and we're going to give you all the play-by-play. You don't waste your time listening to that garbage. They yap and they don't get to the point of the story and give us what we need.
As an athletic trainer,
we're still going. Jesus, God,
they got to dramatize it. They got to dramatize it.
Finish your point on Tank.
But Tank, I love what Tank has done, and let me tell you, I'm one right now. I'm one of those revenge type guys because you know me. I want to put a crawl every time I can get it. Stick one in Jerry. So if Tank wins the Super Bowl and he gets the defensive player of the game or MVP,
all right, here we go.
Rookie of the Year presented by EA Sports Madden NFL is Tetairoa McMillan.
He was the best play. He was the best receiver. He was the best rookie. He had over 1,000 yards. I think he had 1,100 yards, something like that.
I ain't mad at him.
No.
But yeah, because by Tank winning, especially after what he said during training camp, to put Jerry and him on notice, because he was really speaking to Jerry. He wasn't speaking to the team. He was speaking to Jerry. That was perfect. It was poetic justice. And now, maybe he'll say, I don't know. But Jerry, if Jerry ought to sit back and say, you know what? He got a point. And he just went over to Seattle and won a Super Bowl and playing the way he's playing. Maybe let me go out there and let me call Mike Tag and Greg up and see if they open for that general manager job. Let's see if we can get him over here for GM.
Well, I think Jerry the thing he said was that he looked at it and he said it made him think about some guys that they let go, and maybe they need to think about that more. They need to think about some of these guys more. But, I think it was the best for him. I think it was best for Tank. The riff was really, I don't think his riff was with Jerry. The riff was with Parsons. Him and Parsons got into a sideline spat and a verbal, argument. And I think a lot of it was around that. And I think Tank was, I think you had to, line was drawn in the sand. And at that time, the Cowboys had all intentions of signing Parsons. So, I mean, they were going to pick who they're going to, we're going to ride with Parsons, which I don't blame them. He was the younger guy at the time, but then Parsons didn't work out, and they probably, I think hindsight 2020, if they knew that they were going to be without Parsons, they probably would have maybe tried to work something out, because it wasn't like Tank signed some huge deal with Seattle. It wasn't like it was some monster thing. So, but yeah.
That was dynamite waiting to happen. Jerry, he blew the entire operation. I mean, getting rid of D-Law, thinking that when Michael came up to his office, he was going to be able to swindle them like he did. And check this out. I didn't realize until a couple of days ago that Michael Parsons' agent is also George Pickens' agent.
Yeah, no, just say they got the same agent, so it's gonna be interesting.
And you know how Jerry felt about not wanting to talk to that guy. So I'm like, he could blow this up big time.
Well, let's talk about let's talk about it, because that was a lot of the news going on in the Pro Bowl was George Pickens. Is George Pickens, Cowboys going to sign him? What's the situation? And they interviewed, CD was on record. They've interviewed obviously Dak and even George Pickens they talked to. And one of the things George Pickens said, he's not opposed to the franchise tag.
Right.
If there's a plan in place.
Right.
He'd like to get a law. He wants to be in Dallas. So it's like, let's get this deal done, because GP wants to be in Dallas. Mm-hmm. And even CD Lamb said, hey, I don't care if he makes more money than me. Whatever we got to do to get him in Dallas, let's get him in Dallas. Dak said the same thing. And George Pickens had a lot of great things to say about the situation he's in. He knows that there is value with the Cowboys. He knows that there's value having CD Lamb on the other side. He knows what having a quarterback. Look what he went through, the purgatory he went through with Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. He finally gets a quarterback that can deliver the ball. So I think George, and when you're talking to him, like if you listen to Pittsburgh media, it seemed like he's a troublemaker. He seems like he's this, he's that, and they gave him a real bad rap. But everything I've seen from him, I think the opposite. I mean, he's intelligent. He understands the situation. He doesn't seem like a me guy. He wants to, he understands what the Cowboys organization and everything's kind of done for him. And it's in a good spot for him to be successful. So, I think they got to get this thing done, and don't ruin something that feels so good by muddying the waters. You know what I mean? Like, let's work on the deal now, right? Let's get this thing going now while everyone's feeling the energy. They're feeling the love. Don't let time pass, because when time passes, everyone gets in your ear, and that's when trouble starts. And that's the trouble I think with Dallas, is they drag every contract out to the end, and A, they end up paying more, but B, it just creates a lot of drama, unnecessary distraction.
Yeah, and
no word on Woodson. No word there. That's going to be a little bit later. Yeah, I haven't seen anything on the Hall of Fame. Just real quick. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, and Pickens said, right now I'm just chilling. It's out of my hands. I'm just waiting. He seemed happy. He didn't seem nervous. He seemed relaxed. Him and CD are like two little playful brothers together. And Dak really wants him, because this is Dak has spoken up for people in the past, but Dak really spoke up this weekend about keeping Pick George, whatever it takes. And my two brothers, one Buffalo fan and one is the Pittsburgh fan, when they found out Pickens was coming to Dallas, they both told me, oh, y'all got to talk beyond Antonio Brown. I said, no. I said, Jim, Mike, listen, I watch Pittsburgh. I watch how they use Pickens. I watch how many quarterbacks they brought in to throw to him.
Right there, Doug said it.
They didn't utilize him right. I said, Mike, he's not the problem. It's the organization that's the problem that brought this rookie in and don't utilize his talent. And then you got so many different quarterbacks don't know what to do with it, and everybody's talking about him being a diva. I said, if y'all watch this guy, he's not the problem. It's the team. And I said, I don't expect him to be that way when he comes to Dallas, and he won't have to have a heart-to-heart talk. And he didn't need a heart-to-heart talk. He came to Dallas. They knew the potential in him. They used him. And now Pittsburgh is sitting back regretting it. And all these other teams that didn't want to take an opportunity, take a chance on him, they're regretting it, because they realized it wasn't about him. It was about the organization that didn't know how to utilize the talent that they had. And
100%.
And Jerry, I go back to what Jerry's wife told him in that documentary. She's in bed. She's looking up at the ceiling. Jerry gets into bed and he looks at her and she says, "You just don't like it when things are good, do you?" And at the end of the documentary, Jerry was talking about moving to the future and everything. And then what is his last line? "Hell, knowing me, I'll probably blow it all up." So if he does this early now and get over the animosity he might have, I'm not saying he does, he might have with that agent that is Michael Parsons' agent. If he get over that animosity, put his ego to the side, sit down and talk to that guy this time the right way. And if you go franchise tag him, do it with the intent of signing him. CD's already said in public, I don't care if he makes more than me. Me and my family are fine. I want him on the other side of that field. Dak has said it. Everything is lined up. Do it early this time, Jerry. Talk to the agent. Don't try to sneak the man up to your office and do the right thing.
100%.
Real
quick with Chris, let's just clear up with Chris. The Cowboys are in good shape with the cap. Don't look at it now. Look at it because you know how this stuff works, Chris. They're redoing. They restructure Dak, they restructure CD. That frees up like $100 million. You've got other guys. You got the guy that they got. God, why my brain is just killing me. Our Green Bay guy we got. Kenny Clark. God. He's $21 million against a cap. They're going to restructure, redo that deal, maybe give him extension, do a new deal. You got Terrence Steele at 18 million. There is a lot of room. It is going to be, like you said, they're going to free up. They can free up $100 million easy plus. So, and the cap's increasing to Doug's point as well. So the Cowboys do not fall victim of we have cap issues and we got to watch our money if they try and spew that. That's not true. It's not true. There should be no issues with them being able to sign, get the defensive players that they need for this defensive coordinator and his staff, right? I think that's critical. And we had our show Sunday. We talked a lot about it, and we're going to be doing a Super Bowl extravaganza on Sunday. Eugene, the Hit Machine Lockhart's going to be in. I know Greg's going to be there. Jeff will be by. Jimmy's still on. I don't know where the hell Jimmy is. Kelly, if he's not in trouble with Shady, maybe he pops in. I mean, it's going to be a fun time. But so we're going to get into a lot of that kind of talk on that Super Bowl show. It's going to be a good time. But yeah, don't worry about the cap. The Cowboys, don't let them use that as an excuse because that's not true. That's not true.
And Dak alluded to during the Pro Bowl. I don't know if people were paying attention because I read between the lines. Dak alluded to whatever it takes from me.
Yes.
Whatever it takes from me, I'm ready as far as keeping Pickens. So he alluded to the fact that he's smart enough to understand it may need to be some restructuring in his contract. He's ready. Because think about it. He loves having those two bookends. He knows that's what he needs to be successful. So everybody's in unison about bringing Pickens in. We just got that one beat that needs to get himself together and decide what he's going to do and do it early. If he does it early, that means so far he's starting to crack the shell into his own ego as he laid it out at the end of the season with management, and meaning he's trying to start turning a new leaf slowly, but to do the right things in management. And if he does it early, it'll be another sign. And Jerry, there's always hope that you can bring me back.
He's gonna bring you back. This is an all-in year. I love it. I mean, it's got to be. I'm not gonna play the audio. Offensive lineman, protector, I guess they call it, of the year. So that went out. I missed who ended up getting it. If you guys care, I don't really. That one doesn't really.
They're talking about the nominees.
Yeah. He just won it, so we'll see what happens. But Javonte Williams is the one. We talked again about this on Sunday's show, and he's the wild card of if I want him back. I think Javonte Williams, I love watching him run. I think obviously that Jadon Blue was a disappointment because he's really that thunder lightning that you need. I think that could be a very good setup. But Jadon just, for whatever reason, he couldn't get on the field and till the end. And he did show some stuff, in the Giants game, the last game. But I don't know. I don't know if they need to go look for another alternate running back for Javonte, or if Javonte's tag's going to be higher than what they want to pay. But me personally, I think if you can get him on a deal like Pollard got, I would sign Javonte Williams all day long.
Yeah, and I really hope he's not so much of a wild card that Jerry lets him get away. Because to be honest with you, we'll be starting over from scratch on running backs if he's gone, and we need him. And Dowdle, he said it's not out of his case. He said it's not out of his mindset to come back to Dallas.
No, he would. But I think Javonte's better. I think he's a better.
I don't mean to replace him.
Oh, you mean like have a? They're so similar though. That's the only thing I don't.
Yeah, they did something with Blue, and and for some reason, they're not really stuck on Maffa. I mean, not Maffa, but Davis. They're not really stuck on Davis. But then we don't have the lightning. We still need that lightning back there. We get that thunder that we have. We get that lightning. We will be set. So I really hope Jerry keeps Javonte Williams. They can come to some agreement, and we can keep him because that is our running game. Period. We need him. Without him, we're starting all over again, and I don't know how to turn out.
Yeah. Well, let me get with Steve too. We talked about it right at the beginning of the show, the international game. Steve, you're maybe you and I are one we're the old crotchety guys, maybe that people like to make. I hate the games. I hate them. I hate them for football. I'm so aggravated. The Cowboys got a game in Brazil. It just irritates me because these games are so valuable. For the teams, and if sacrifice a home game is just that could come back to bite you. Other point, we're going to do a lot of draft stuff soon, but a scenario where you could see them in the first round not taking defense.
The first,
oh my God, their first two picks in the first round. I would be. Now we got all upset last time, so I don't want to say that it can't happen. I can see it, and this is how I can. If the tackle from Miami, fell. I think the Cowboys love big offensive linemen, and he would be a beast for them, and he would be a huge pickup. I think a lineman falling to them, a tackle. If a tackle fell, I don't think a guard they would mess with. The other thing is if you get down to 20, or you get even at 12, if something crazy and a receiver were to drop, or let's say the running back from Notre Dame were to drop, which most people think he's going to go in the top 10. If you get Love to drop to 12, or I think something like that might pique their interest. But the only way I could deal with it is if they address defense and free agency heavy. If they do that early in the first wave before the draft, then I could really, you could kind of see a scenario where that happens, but I think it's highly unlikely. I would be livid if they did it, and especially if they didn't address free agency. But I think the way their contracts are structured, they need rookie deals on impact players on defense because they pay Dak, pay CD, pay Pickens. There's only enough pie to go around. That means you got to have rookie contracts on impact players on defense in order to do what you want to do long term.
And that would be the best thing for them to do, to select the rookie in the first round on both of those picks, because that rookie contract stretches out. What is it, 5 years now? 4 or 5 years? It stretches out, and there's a limit on it. There's a cap on it based on how they did this years ago. So you get them in the first round and they're quality players, then we're set. Now, I can see, I'm just saying this because of Jerry, I can see one of those picks, if a surprise is sitting right there in our face and it's on offense, whether it's a lineman or whatever, I can see one of those picks being other than a defensive player.
Yeah.
But not both. not
No.
both. They cannot do both. If they do both, they are blowing the pooch already, because we don't have what is a second or third round. We don't have those, and I don't know what they're going to try to trade to move up to get those. So at least if they did it with both defensive players, I'll be super happy in the first round. If they did it with 1 and 1, I'll be like, okay, I can deal with that. I can deal with that. But if they do 2 and neither one of them are defense, I'm like, hell, 5 steps forward, 10 steps back.
No, I agree. Looking at, I think CMC got comeback player of the year over Dak. I apologize. Thank you, Bugsy. I just was looking at it when he was talking. I was like, what did he win? So Dak didn't get comeback player of the year, which I don't. Do you want to be comeback player of the year? That means you sucked the year before. I don't know.
No, especially with our season, with the way we played and stuff. I just didn't see it. You know,
32nd ranked defense. Yeah, hang that sign in the war room if you think about drafting an offensive.
You gotta understand these. You gotta understand these selectors. They know, unless somebody like a Myles Garrett is on a team like Cleveland, somebody like that, yes. But we don't have anybody on our team like that, whether it's offense or defense, that would get comeback player. So no, and I'm not. If somebody does get it on Dallas, I'll be like, whoa. But I'm not looking forward to any honors.
And I got a video I got to drop about Caleb Downs, and I know that a lot of people had him going really high in Dallas, not getting a shot at him. But I'm going to kind of give you my reason why I think he's going to be there. I think he's an option for the Cowboys at 12, and I think it would be a very good option. I think if the Dallas Cowboys can get strong up the middle, if you can get a linebacker and you can get a safety in the first round, as long as they address, bringing back Clowney, looking for another edge guy. Obviously, you got Easy E there, but I would do backflips if that were to happen. If that were to happen. So, and Hector, you may be right, you may be wrong, but I'm going to give you reasons why I believe. I'm not going to spill the beans now, because then you got to watch the video. You got to watch the video to get my inside scoop of why I think it's going to happen. And thank you, Cuts. The Spurs, if anyone care, are slapping the Mavericks around the court. 74 points at halftime. That's like 148 in a game. Is that what it is now, Greg? Is that what they're scoring and no defense?
Mm-hmm. Well, you got Yama. He's blocking balls coming out. He's blocking the popcorn.
He's big. My son's playing on a basketball league, and they play, not to get off subject, but we can kill some time because we got a long show. We're hanging out here watching the NFL Honors and just going to kicking it with you. So my son plays in this basketball league, and I love going. I think it's great. My nephew's on the team, friends of theirs. So it's their first year, and they're doing a really good job. They're young, they're hungry, but it's like I get so frustrated because all it is, and maybe it's a generation, all of them line up around the 3-point line, and they just shoot 3-pointers, and nobody rebounds. I think they got out-rebounded 60-4.
They probably did.
And I said, I'm going to keep track next game. And I tried to say, you got to have a mix of guys. You got to have some guys that are going to get dirty, in the paint, that they want to crash the boards and get some rebounds. You got to get some guys that are going to facilitate the ball, that drive the ball and kick it out, or drive to get a foul. They don't get any fouls. And it's just, they're fun to watch, and they run around but it's one pass and shoot. I was talking to the ref after the game. We're laughing about it, and they're learning, but they lost to a team that they were clearly better than. But the reason they lost is this team had 4 offensive rebounds per shot. So it's like, dude, they're going to make it eventually. And they need my man from San Antonio on that team, or they need to find some big dudes. I don't know.
Or they need to hit all them 3-pointers.
Or they need, yeah. And my nephew, man, he was struggling. He was struggling on the 3-pointers. And the best is he shot one, and as soon as he let go, he goes, oh, you could just hear him in the gym. It was like everything was short. And then my brother, his dad, he goes, How the hell are you're shooting short in the first period? That's supposed to be like the fourth quarter, first quarter. Fourth quarter is when you're tired. You're not even tired. It's funny, man. It's funny. Best stat: Cowboys had as many Pro Bowlers than wins. Did they really? Did they have 8 Pro Bowlers? I don't even know. Did they end up with that many over there? Or 7? They had 7.
Yeah, but were all the Pro Bowlers first round Pro Bowlers, or were they exceptions that they put in there that were the second because other players were in the Super Bowl or couldn't make it or something? Speaking of that, they need to get rid of the Pro Bowl.
I was going to say, you want to talk about the Pro Bowl a minute? What a joke.
Get rid of all of it. That thing bored me to death. And there was nothing. First of all, when I saw where they were playing, I was like, oh, this is a joke. Because you can't even throw an arc because you're going to hit the roof. Yeah. I said, I would rather, if they do the Pro Bowl, I would rather them have 2 flag football games. The girls, the last two championship girls teams played, the last 2 championship boys teams played. Have some, get rid of the Pro Bowl altogether. Just let it go, because when they were playing touch in gear, when they were playing in Hawaii all those times, I hated it. And then after that, when they decided to do this flag football thing, I said, well, maybe it'd be exciting. No, it's not. No, it's not. You
know what they should do, honestly, is there's no alternates. There's no alternates. Like, you're going to have Shedeur Sanders is going to have a Pro Bowl on his record. He's a Pro Bowl quarterback. Mm-hmm. After that, 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. That's a Pro Bowl. I mean, that's ridiculous. Well, they should announce a Pro Bowl roster, mm-hmm. and then they should just fill like on an all-star team, however they want to do it. And remember the old school. This is what I want to go back to. You remember NBC used to have the NFL skills competition. You ran the 40. You had volleyball. You did a kayaking. You did. Yes, just do that. Just have fun.
I like that. But the only problem with that is they got rid of that because of potential injuries.
Well, they did beach. They were playing flag football on the beach.
Yeah, but on the beach, you could twist your ankle when you go.
Don't do the beach. Yeah, I'm just saying, do a 40. Do the powerlifting. How many reps of 225? Kayaking. Remember they did the kayaking at Atlantis and stuff. I mean, just
that was fun.
Yeah, nothing that's to watch. You could do a basketball shootout. You could do a 3-point competition. Stuff that's not going to get anyone injured, but stuff that it's competitive and it's more entertaining than. I mean, that was a joke what we were watching.
But remember last year, the year before? It was interesting because they had so many different events where the quarterbacks would have to throw the ball through these. I like that.
Do the quarterback challenge, right? Yeah. The quarterback challenge.
But they had more than just the quarterback challenge during that time. Even players that had to dive into the nurse stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
They got rid of all of that. I don't understand it. Now I know why they're doing the flag football, because they're trying to prepare for the Olympics that accept in flag football. But the way they played in this All-Star game, in this Pro Bowl, they didn't play like they're trying to play for the Olympic team. So get rid of that and go back to that challenge that they had when Peyton and those guys were out there trying to throw the ball and Russell them trying to hit the things going across. That was interesting. I watched that. But this was straight trash.
Yeah.
This was straight trash.
Yeah. No, I agree. I did not like the Pro Bowl Coach of the Year. So who's there? We're back to NFL honors. We got Coach of the Year, and I mean, just forget the nominee. Who do you think's the coach? Who's your Coach of the Year?
Vrabel.
More than Ben Johnson. More than
Vrabel.
Okay.
Ben Johnson did a pretty good thing, but you got to look where Vrabel was last year. They won only 4 games last year, and Vrabel put that thing together. Vrabel put that team together, and these boys are in the Super Bowl. And people talk about the schedule. Listen, they don't make their own schedule. Okay, not like college when you go out and say, let's put these people. The NFL, the teams don't make their schedule.
Well, they're predetermined.
Yeah, it is what it is. You play it, and no matter who it is. And Vrabel and those guys got to where they are because of his leadership. And if he doesn't get Coach of the Year, I don't understand.
Yeah, what about McDonald at Seattle? I mean, great point by Chris.
Yeah, McDonald will probably be a nominee. But Vrabel, I think, is the one that's probably going to get it, because I look at what they were like last year. I look at what he's done this year and the magnitude of his leadership throughout that team. It reminds me of the Belichick days, how this team plays together. No matter who you are, you don't have to be famous. Everybody's doing their job.
Yeah.
So I can see Vrabel getting this. And to me, it'd be hands down, Vrabel.
Another great point by Mikey Schefter. Sanders, Rice. Remember they did the draft? That was kind of interesting when they did the Pro Bowl and they had the draft. That was kind of cool.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool.
Those days, that was pretty cool then. Yeah,
But it was football. At least they were playing football. You remember the day Sean Taylor just laid out. I mean, it's always replayed.
And that was why they stopped, because that punter, he figured, I'm in the Pro Bowl, I'm safe, so I can run. All they'll do is tag me. Oh, he tagged him. Sean Taylor tagged his ass.
Yeah, no, that was bad. That was bad. Let's see who Coach of the Year.
25 AP Coach of the Year is Mike Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel. Man, at least got to pronounce his name right. Mike Vrabel is Coach of the Year.
He well deserved.
You can't argue that. You can't.
Man played with him, got Super Bowls, even caught passes for touchdowns when he was with New England.
And guys, I mean, he was one of the coaches that, if you watch the Cowboys game, and I know other people said it too, he was one of the coaches that we were really hoping that the Cowboys would go after. He was one of those guys.
And the Titans are looking at what they let get away. It's just like the whole concept about the management. You get rid of Vrabel, like you think it's Vrabel's fault, but the front office wouldn't look in the mirror.
Yeah.
The general manager, the owner, they wouldn't look in the mirror and see what it is they're not giving him. He goes to New England in just 2 seasons. He's in the Super Bowl. So the Titans management got to look and say, let's go look in that mirror that we keep hiding from, because we're obviously not doing something. And it's not like Vrabel went to a team where he had all stars. No, he didn't. He knew how to lead, but he got, I'm sure that the owner got with Vrabel and said, tell me what you need. Tell me what you need so we can put this together. I don't think the Titans did that. I really don't think they did it. And the Titans are looking back at what the mistake they made. Minnesota is looking back at the mistake they made.
Oh, with Darnold, yeah.
Darnold. And it's amazing because a lot of lessons are learned. Jerry's looking at the mistake he made with Lawrence, and then he compounded that mistake with Parsons. So a lot of these owners and general managers, those are not the owners, they ain't gonna fire themselves, but some of these general managers need to be fired. And if I'm the owner of the Titans, Johnny's the general manager. Hey, Johnny, come here for a minute. I'm pretty sure you were part of the record. You were part of the recommendation that we get rid of Vrabel and move on, right? Well, Vrabel's in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I got your bags packed outside. You don't have to worry about it. The valet guy's gonna get your bag to take him out of here. You fine.
Well, speaking of the time, they're doing a flag football player of the year. We don't really give a shit about that.
That's gonna be.
I don't even know who these people are. I don't even know these people are.
It's the kids.
Yeah, they're good.
I really like that because.
But let me ask you this, just off topic again, and if you guys have any topics, let us know. But so you look at the Titans, and of course, you got Miami on my left shoulder, Miami on my right shoulder, and I know Greg's got Miami all in his place. Cam Ward, you're getting Dayball as the offensive coordinator. I was really, really happy to see Dayball going to Tennessee. I was so worried for Cam because I think he needs a strong offensive mind, and I think Dayball's a very good offensive coordinator. You saw the years he had with Josh Allen and Buffalo. What do you think? I mean, how do you think he can impact Cam Ward and try and get him to that? Because he did show he started getting better and getting more comfortable, and they got to get him weapons. Jesus, he's got nothing there. But what do you think about Dayball with Cam? Do you think that's a positive thing that could really help his career kind of get going?
Yeah, I do. Because Dayball's a quality coach. It just didn't work out with the Giants because the Giants didn't really have the pieces. And then when they tried to get the pieces, most of the big pieces were hurt.
Yeah.
And I go back to their general manager, the one that got rid of Barkley. I'm surprised that they even kept that general manager. I thought they were going to do a clean sweep and get rid of both of them. But Dayball would be perfect for the Titans. It's just that ownership needs to give him offensive coordinator, defensive coordinators accordingly for Dable. Because what I don't want Cam to have to go through is 3 or 4 different offensive coordinators every year or every 2 years. It's not successful.
Stability. Yeah.
Give him stability, continuity. Give him a quality offensive coordinator. Listen to Dable so Dable can tell you who I need as an offensive coordinator. I don't know who their offensive coordinator is now. I don't know if they got rid of him or if he's quality. But if he was quality, I don't think they would have got rid of Vrabel. So Cam Ward needs somebody consistent, offensive coordinator who knows the game and knows what he's doing. And with Dable and the offensive coordinator, the defense will work itself out. But for Cam, it will save his career. Because if they keep going in the direction they're going now, they're going to ruin this first-round draft pick. They're going to ruin this great talent in Cam Ward. And if they ruin him, it'll be one of those bad, sad stories.
Yeah, no, I agree. And the lunatic, Jerry just has something to tell you. I love this. I'm going to use it 100 times.
What's your point?
He's sitting there. Yeah. Jerry's trying to figure out what the hell you're talking about. $20 million a year. Jerry's not paying anywhere near that at Handicaps organization. We know. Well, yeah. I mean, the thing that I don't understand, and this is what I would say, coach. There's no salary cap on coaches. You can pay the coaches as much you want. And a lot of people call Jerry cheap, and I always have to remind them he does have the highest paid quarterback, highest paid receiver, highest paid guard, highest paid. I mean, he pays. I mean, he pays. They pay a lot for their players. I mean, he's not that. We just don't know the method to the madness of how he does all this stuff. I think that's what a lot of us are frustrated with. But I agree with you. You have got to be. You got to be more, if you want the best coaches, you got to pay for them. I mean, that's just the way it is. And coaching, more than anything, in the NFL matters the most.
It does. And this year proved it too.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
And Jerry, I just wish, I'm going to keep wishing, and Lord knows, give me enough time to be on this planet to see it. I just wish one day he would finally hire a general manager. And then until then, when he hires coaches, continue with what you've just done with Christian Parker and these other guys. Continue. Let that be your blueprint of how you're going to hire coaches. Let that be your blueprint, because that's a good start. It is a good start, because he keeps saying people have no idea what kind of it. And I know it's just hypothetical, but people have no idea what kind of check I would write to get to a Super Bowl. Well, we have one idea of what you wouldn't do, because you haven't been doing the things that would align, not necessarily with the pay, but the level of pay, as far as the smart intelligence that comes with that, in order to get these coaches and these players and sign them early, Jerry. Please do this early, so that by the time training camp comes, we don't have this drama and this smoke filled around, because Christian Parker is going to be sitting there looking bewildered. And these other coaches, how can I scheme around something when you're not even signing the _1 receiver and you're playing games with them? And then who knows with these other ones that are coming up on contract? Aubrey's he's a restricted free agent.
Yeah, they have to give it 2. And I
hope he keep him.
Yeah, I mean, and they should be able to, like I said, they should be able to sign. They got plenty of room and plenty of cap space to be able to get all this stuff done. And they were talking about it. They, on 105.3, I was listening to Bobby Belt. He said they could sign Pickens and they can get the defensive guys they need. They've got the cap space and what they can do with the moving the money around. It should not be an issue. That's not going to be an excuse that any of us are going to tolerate. One thing I saw, just going back and I'm sorry I lost it, but there was a question asked about, we talked about the game in Brazil and not a fan of it. I think it's a home game that Dallas is losing. So what happens to season ticket holders? I mean, it's an excellent question, because I'm a season ticket holder and I don't want to go. So they better not be charging me and telling me that I got to pay for a ticket, or hopefully they'll just give me an option if I want to go. If not, then I get a credit on one of the games, which is fine. But yeah, they better not try and stick it to me.
He will. Jerry, when the fans come hollering about that game, and that was a seat, that was a home game, and they would have been able to come home, but now they would have to spend more money to go. Jerry's gonna be like, here no ticket holder, see no ticket holder.
Well, I always say and if anyone wants the tickets and they want me to get them for them or whatever, if I have access to it, I don't know how it works, but I'd be happy to do that if one of you guys do want it, because I'm not going. But the interesting thing, free agency starts when next month, right? And then like March. And the season ticket deposit is due typically the day before free agency starts. So you have to commit before they commit, which always aggravates the hell out of me. Like, let it be at the end of free agency so I can make the decision on if this money is, if you guys are worth my money. And they're sneaky. They're very, very smart. The thing you could always say about they're very smart businessmen. You have got to give them the credit for that. When it comes to business, there ain't too many better than the Joneses.
Jerry's gonna get that money, man. He gonna make sure he get that money. He ain't gonna hear nothing from all y'all out there season ticket holders. They're like, well, it just comes with the territory, I need that money. I'm searching for all.
No, and they haven't done the Hall of Fame class yet. That's something that will be announced, but just, looking at it, and you're looking at the nominees, and I know a lot of us are like really hoping Woodson gets that opportunity, and I know Jason Witten is another one. You obviously still have Solomon Thomas for the Walter Payton Man of the Year. You have 4 Cowboys that are kind of up, potentially can get something. Do you think the Cowboys? You think we're getting shut out? Or you think one of these guys are gonna be able to get some? Can we get Woodson in the Hall of Fame? Is that possible, or you don't think that's gonna happen?
It's Woodson. It's Witten. Isn't Kevin Williams one of them? Is it
who for the Vikings?
No, which Kevin Williams is it on the list? I thought is it our Kevin?
No.
But Woodson and Witten, the only reason if one of them gets in there I think it'd be Witten first, because remember I always talk about how it seems like all the voters in the media, and it seems like they're all younger than me, and that all they know is what they see in their generation. They don't know how to go back. And even in the Woodson days, some of them have to be reminded of people like Woodson, because they were probably some of these writers were like kids at that time. So they're looking at immediate players that they can recognize in their adolescent generation. And Witten, that's why I say if one of the two goes, I think it'll be Witten first. I would like to see both go because they're both deserving. And Woodson's been in the media. Woodson's non-selected has been talked about for the last couple of years. So I would like to see Woodson get in there. But I'm looking at what they did with Belichick. I'm looking at what they did with the owner. I'm looking at the fact that they don't go back and do the seniors like I said they should. And
the seniors, it looks like Roger Craig. They only do one. And it looks like Roger Craig, in my opinion, it's in San Francisco. Roger Craig's going to get put in the Hall of Fame this year.
And I think that these voters have gotten too political with it. And plus, I always say, get the media. Peter King is my template for why the media needs to stay out of it, because he wouldn't vote for Carter under any circumstance because of an interview he wouldn't give him, and that's bull. So take all the media out, period.
And they should make their votes public.
Yeah, and what's his name? Peter Schaefer. Peter Schaefer came out and announced who he voted for. But yeah, they do need to do that, but it's all political. So take the media out of the voting. They never stepped a foot on the field other than to get out there and do an interview. Let the players be the ones that make these votes, just like the Pro Bowl. Let the players be. And if you want to get some type of researcher on there, then get people that were part of the league at the league level when it comes into the business part. You know, the NFLPA and all those folks. Let them be part of it. But get these media folks out, because they're all political. They're all political.
What do you think about like Dungy is a voter?
Yeah.
And Dungy and Dungy, they asked Dungy if he voted for Belichick, and he wouldn't say yes or no, which usually makes you feel that he didn't, right? Because if you voted for him, you say, hey, man, I voted for him. I think it's crazy. So do you think that could be like coaches that, the competitive thing where they didn't, wasn't a fan of New England and whatever? I mean, that you got to take that out of it too. I mean, you're talking about the second all-time leading coach with wins. You're talking about, 6 Super Bowls, 2 as an assistant on top of it. I mean, geez, guys, let's be a little realistic. And that's not a Hall of Famer. I don't know what is.
Well, look at Dungy now. Dungy's a choir boy. Dungy is about morals, and I'm not saying all his morals are correct because sometimes he goes overboard. Dungy's one of those guys like, well, he didn't do the right thing. I don't think it was so much about.
Come to find out, Dungy as an assistant, like they were, they were.
I don't think it was so much about the competitiveness of it. If you hear Dungy talk a lot, he rides that line. He won't just come out and say and take a stand either way. Yeah. But a lot of issues, he'll come straight out, and it's almost like he's putting a moral clause to it, but it's his moral clause, not everybody else's moral clause. So he's a choir boy. He's that choir boy that looks at things that way when it came to Belichick and the owner. And I think the reason why—
Well, and even like the owner, I mean, if Jerry Jones, and I know Jerry Jones did a lot for the NFL, so yeah. I don't want to short. I mean, Jerry Jones did the NFL, the money that they're in is due to a huge part to Jerry Jones with marketing, the licensing deals that they were doing, all those other things. Jerry Jones was one of those pioneer and one of those, the wild, wild west, whatever you call those guys for the NFL that really made them money. But Kraft, I mean, what's that? He's been to 11 Super Bowls. Is that what he has?
11. And Kraft
with 4 different coaches.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, how is he not in the Hall of Fame? I mean, that great point. I mean, definitely Kraft is another one.
They figure the political part of the voters figure if Belichick can't get in, who is Belichick's boss? And if Belichick don't get in because of Deflategate, who is his boss? And who ultimately has to take the responsibility and accountability for when a team fails or they do something wrong? It's the boss. It's the boss going to take accountability. And I really think that's why when I go to Dungy, I think that's what Dungy's looking at. He's looking at the issues of Spygate, Deflategate, and I think Dungy, to him, the choir boy, that right there is important to him. He wants them to be clean. He wants them to be clean.
You'll never convince me that any coach ain't looking for no edge, a sign. I mean, that is a tale as old as time.
Yep.
Belichick did it better than others.
Dungy thinks like that. So I can see if Dungy didn't vote for him, why. It's not a mystery. But the thing about Dungy is Dungy won't, you can ask him a direct question, something that could possibly be controversial and not even deeply controversial. He won't come out and give you a direct answer to it. And I don't like that about him. I'm like, well, you got this moral high ground, but when it comes to asking the question, it's almost like, I'm not going to say that because I don't want them. I want to keep my job. I want to be the one that just goes with the flow. Well, no, Dungy, you're a Hall of Famer. You're a Super Bowl winner as a player. You're well renowned. Everybody knows you. Everybody respects you.
Love
say
Dungy.
what you mean. Say what you mean. And he's not that type that's going to say that. But Kraft and Belichick, it's obvious to everybody, whether you follow football or not, they got snubbed because of Spygate and Deflategate. And Jimmy Johnson came out and said, we tried it.
Every coach did that.
Everybody does. But they got called out and several times. And because of that, that's why they don't want to put it. And it's not because the public would have gave the selectors hell. We wouldn't have mattered because we knew they deserve it. So the ownership is strictly, it's their own biases. Because sometimes people don't do stuff like that because they're worried about the backlash from the fans. Yeah. They didn't do it based on the backlash. They did it from their own personal biases. And that's why the accountability goes with them. And that's why it all needs to be revamped. It needs to be revamped on how they're doing it.
No. Yeah, Brady. You think Brady's going to get snubbed?
No, Brady won't get snubbed. Because I think Brady, something about Brady, strikes the fear. Fear in their hearts. So when Brady comes up, they won't snub Brady.
If they ever did that, that'd be the end of the Hall of Fame. If Brady,
unless he was this year going up, then
yeah. If Brady's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, they might as well close that place up, man. They might as well just end it because you would lose all credibility. Yeah. Oh, they're doing the play of the year.
Let's talk about the free agency, because I read something today which made sense because it's in a line to my thinking, and I'm like, oh, well, look, at least Dallas is kind of thinking of that. Dallas seems to think they're going to make their biggest strides for a better, more successful defense in free agency.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm hoping, since they're thinking that free agency is going to be the key, not necessarily the draft, but the free agency, because the free agency is experience, good players, contracts are up, and there's many of them out there that we can get on defense that can make an immediate change to our defensive core. And then we sign Pickens, man, we got it together. We even with these new coaches.
Yeah, and I think that, the thing is with the draft, it's about the contracts, about the dollars. That's why I say, you got to get 2 impact guys on in the draft on defense, because that way the money is tied up for 5 years, and it's very comfortable contracts for them to deal with. As long as if you got a Caleb Downs and he ends up being an all-pro kind of guy, I mean, that's a steal, right? You got him on a rookie deal, same thing. But to your point, free agency is critical for this defense, because do they have enough today to turn that defense around without adding anybody? They don't, right?
Yeah.
No.
Not right now.
No, I'm talking about today. If they did nothing in free agency and you're looking at this roster, it's like they need to get stronger at really the linebacker, that second level and the third level. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that's a lot, right? Yeah. And it's crazy that you'd say the first level, and I still believe it. Their first level, if they get Clowney back and they got Eazy-E, and they got the Osa, they get Kenny Clark, and they got Quinnen. That defensive front, pretty damn good. Would like to get an edge rusher, and maybe you get Mesidor. He drops at 20, and you end up getting a younger guy. Now you got some young, and you bring in Clowney, and maybe you get Fowler. You got some other guys that you could work with. You can get something going, but they've got to get linebacker. And safety secondary is got to be a priority in free agency. That's why we named off those value guys, right? We talked about some of the corners, and they're going to have to find those. They're not going to be able to go get Patrick Surtain. Now he's not a free agent, but you know what I'm saying. You ain't getting no guy like that. You're going to have to be very calculated. That's why I said Reed Blankenship. He knows the system. He's a good safety. He's solid. He's not all pro, but he's intelligent, and he knows what Parker wants to do. Nakobe Dean, same kind of guy. So look at Minnesota. Look at where all these guys are coming, and try and get somebody that can help the team, right? And understand the defense. It's almost like, what Jimmy Johnson did, right? You get a bunch of Canes. He would bring in Jimmy Jones. If people forget, he had like Rod Carter his first year. They had the old coach was on the team, the linebacker. Randy Shannon was a Cowboy for a little bit, just to have familiarity, be able to show people the system, and I think that's what you need to do.
And that was the best thing he did, and because that was like putting a cherry on the cherry for me. Because when I heard he was being hired with Cowboys, I was like, my two greatest teams, and the coach from Miami's going to Dallas. And then when he made that big trade, then when he got these players and they were coming from Miami, I was like, oh man, it's wonderful, because he's bringing all of that from Miami with him. And of course, if I'm him, that's what I'll do too. I'll bring those players with me too, because I know them. I know what they can bring to the team. And that was like the best scenario.
Wait a minute. They're revealing.
Seasons, 4 rings, one at my expense.
They're revealing the Hall of Fame.
One bust in the halls of Canton. Adam Vinatieri.
He deserved it.
So Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly got in.
Yep, Luke Kuechly. I don't know why I thought Luke Kuechly was already in.
No.
Oh, yes.
Drew Brees is going to get in.
First player to ever rack up 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards
Roger
receiving
Craig.
in
I
the
said
same
Roger
season.
Craig get in. He got in.
3-time Super Bowl champ, We've been waiting to hear his name called to
Darren
Canton for a
Woodson's
long
not getting
time,
in.
and it
Witten's not
happens
getting in.
in
Next
San
one's going to be Drew
Francisco.
Brees. I think that's the last
49ers
one.
legend, Hall of Famer Roger Craig.
I like Roger Craig. He was one of my favorites. I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer. I don't know what you guys think about it, but
20 seasons,
yeah.
13 Pro Bowls.
There you go, Drew
and the
Brees.
second most passing yards, completions, and touchdowns in NFL
So
history.
no
One of the
Darren
greatest
Woodson,
quarterbacks of all
no
time.
Jason Witten.
Hall of Famer Drew Brees.
He deserves it. So that Marshall Yonder that I mentioned, who I don't know about.
Hey, I'm just going to say this, and I'm not trying to sound like sour grape. Darren Woodson is a Hall of Fame football player more than Adam Vinatieri. I mean, a kicker, I mean, I know he's great, but I don't agree with that. I don't agree with it.
You know, that's why I said they need to revamp it. They can have a special teams category.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have a problem with that. They can have a special teams category. They can have a seniors category, you know, the old, and then but put more people. I don't understand why it's limited to the number. And you mentioned it last week. You said if you're either in it or you're not.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why it's limited to a number. And if they would do it because of speeches, well, hell, do it 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. I don't give a damn. Start Saturday morning.
Yeah.
But it just, there's more people that deserve to be in there. Is that all of them already?
Yeah, that's it. It's 5.
I
put
thought it was
5.
7.
No, they did 5. You could do up to 7. They only brought.
They're going to announce the seniors. There were no seniors.
Roger Craig. They do 1.
They consider him a senior.
Yeah, he's been retired.
I'm thinking the people before him.
No, Roger Craig is. It's like 30 plus years.
Yeah, but before Roger Craig, there were people that
they had Kenny Anderson was 1, and there was another guy.
Roger Craig wouldn't even be on the stage if they went back before Roger Craig. Like,
well, it's anyone after you have so many years, and after that, you're pretty much off the ballot.
See, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. That's like baseball.
Yeah,
baseball is I don't know how many years. This even shorter.
Yeah. Well, you have to. Baseball will cut you off if you don't get a certain percentage. Like if your percentage drops off. They'll cut you. But Woody is a Woody. But that's what I'm just saying. It's like, and it's nothing against Vinatieri and Luke Kuechly. He's funny. He had an injury-plagued season. I mean, Eric Williams should be in the Hall of Fame. If Luke Kuechly is in the Hall of Fame, Eric Williams should be in the Hall of Fame. He was the best right tackle of his time. He's the only one to dominate Reggie White. He should be in the Hall of Fame. If Luke Kuechly is in the Hall of Fame and you got Tony Baselli in the Hall of Fame, well, Eric Williams should be in the Hall of Fame. If that's the criteria that we're doing and it's okay, then he should be in the Hall of Fame. Darren Woodson changed the safety position. He was the nickel corner. You know, he was a safety. He was covering Jerry Rice. I mean, I just it frustrates the hell out of me. Leroy Butler and John Lynch are in the Hall. If they're in the Hall of Fame, Darren Woodson should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't understand the logic in what they're doing. And they could have added 2 more, and you could have got one of those guys. I don't know what the hell the whole point of it is. Bullshit.
But my $1 million question is, and I'm gonna have to do some research. Why just 5? And why is it the
percentage of the vote? They got to get you have to get a percentage of the vote, so they didn't get enough of the vote. So you can max out at 5. It's like a minimum of 5 or whatever it is, and a max of 7. I think that's what it is. I'd have to go back. It's been a while.
They need to restructure that because 10
bullshit.
The new restructure should be 10 minimum. 10 minimum. Because there's so many players. There are so many players. Do you know that there's not even 1,000 players in the NFL Hall of Fame yet?
No, I mean, and I don't mind the exclusivity of it. I don't. But we have to look at you know, Butler and Lynch. They played in the eras of Woodson, and you compare their careers. And you don't tell me that Darren Woodson doesn't stack up as good or better than they are.
Yeah, but listen, from the inception of NFL football up to now, and there's only about, I think it's 300, in the high.
Yeah, like now you're probably 375 somewhere in there.
From the beginning of the NFL football to today, that's it. That's crazy. And then, like I said, the Too Tall Jones and
Harvey Martin, Cornell Green. I saw that. You know,
to him on all the teams from back then. That's why the generation that's voting, these people probably don't even know who Too Tall Jones is, because you're giving these media people these voting a vote. Some of them weren't even born until the 90s, and you know, it's just ridiculous. 5, you could change your calculations how you do it to make the number 10, and then your math just equates to whatever it does to get 10 people in. 5, that's ridiculous. You with the people sitting back there right now that are right behind them, 5 is ridiculous. Did Larry Fitzgerald get in?
Yes.
Good. At least he got in.
If he didn't get it, that'd be criminal.
But I mean,
Fitzgerald deserves it. Breeze deserves it. And I'm not saying Luke Kuechly doesn't deserve it. But I'm saying is, if you're going to change the criteria, because that was the knock they do on Eric Williams, is that, well, you know, he's injured. He didn't play long enough. Well, he played long enough to dominate. He played long enough for the All Pros. He played long enough for all that. So I don't understand. I don't understand it. And he's, you know, he was a 3-time Super Bowl champion, and he wasn't like a role player. He was a critical part of that. He was the best offensive lineman on those teams.
Yeah. And I remember, for me, the turning point was in the early 2000s when they started selecting people, and I started saying, wait a minute, all these first ballot Hall of Famers, these are recent guys that I've seen within the last 5 and 6 years.
Yeah.
All of a sudden in the 2000s, it changed from all these players from the past that normally get voted in. I said, oh, I know what it is. The voters now are younger. The voters are younger, because look at Peter Schaefer. No knock against him. Peter Schaefer's not that old. In the early 2000s, did Peter Schaefer have a vote? No. He probably wasn't even in the media back then, or if he was a beat writer. He wasn't where he is now. So his history doesn't even go back. And if you watch Get Up, you know how the dude gives them that question, and they got to try to figure out when Peter Schaefer and those guys of his age get up there, they get stumped. But who's the one that answers predominantly most of the questions that go way back? Rex Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Look at Rex Ryan's age. He goes back to history. Schaefer and them, they can't get those questions. They never do, because they're way younger. So therefore, when it comes to people putting these guys up for selection, those guys back during the Rex Ryan days that Rex Ryan has history of remembering, those guys are not getting, those guys are not being seen. Because there's no way in the world Too Tall Jones is not in the Hall of Fame. And it just blows my mind. All that needs to be redone, man. It needs to be redone.
No, it's BS. Yeah.
But anyway, our corners.
Yes.
Revel is solid. Kalen Carson's going to finally come into his own.
You think so? I think he's gone. Done with him.
I think he's finally going to come into his own this year. Bland is the question mark, even though they signed him. Bland is the question mark if he's really gotten over that injury. But I think now he's got a lot more time to heal. He's got a lot more time to get his confidence back, get that mental transgression out of his head. And then when he gets into training camp, to really show the flashes that he has. Because I think when they start getting rid of these guys in the DBs and the safeties, when they start getting rid of them, I think that's going to light a fire up under Kalen and Bland, in the sense that if I'm going to be on this team, I probably got 1 year to really prove it. And this will probably be the year. And they're not going to wipe the slate clean. They got to keep somebody. Revel, they'll keep. I think they'll keep Bland. Well, of course they're going to keep Bland. And Kalen Carson, I think they'll keep those 3. Because even if you bring in some free agents and they outbeat them for the starting position, you still got to have them backups. You still got to have reserves.
Yeah. No, I think, Carson's on a rookie deal. So, but yeah, so I think he could end up hanging around. I think Revel, he's going to be better. I mean, he had a rough rookie year, but he was coming off some injuries. He didn't get into like near the end of the season, things like that. So I to your point, and I think that Bland. It's just been the injuries, right? It's like last year was an injury, year before was some injuries. Look at the Eagle guy got fan of the year. What a bunch of Greg and I should be fan. There's another out. How the hell are Greg and I not NFL fan of the year? What the hell's going on around here? What's going on in this place?
Well,
Greg, what is going on around here?
At least they got a real old guy this time.
Yeah, he might not make it to next year.
He might get that trophy home.
He's living on borrowed time, man.
Dallas got a cornerback named Bridges. I think I heard him.
Oh, he was the one to what? Yeah, he was scrappy, but he was scrappy. I think
I heard of him in one or maybe two games. It was one game and he had several plays. I don't know what game it was, but I think I remember him. But other than that, I didn't hear much from him.
He came on like he was like one of those practice squad or came over from somewhere, but he was scrap. But he's they're gonna have to. They got to address the cornerback position.
Yeah. And our safety. Who do you think they're gonna keep in safety?
I think they'll keep Hooker and they're gonna get rid of Wilson
and get rid of and then what's his name? Wanye Thomas. Is Wanye Thomas a true safety?
He is.
Yeah. So I'm kind of.
I think his days are number two.
Him and Tolbert being a wide receiver. Him and Tolbert are like, to me, they're like, if you clean house, I would like.
But you got to think special teams. If you're good on special teams, you can find a roster spot.
Yeah, and I'm thinking I would like to keep Wanye for one more year, and Tolbert as well, because even though we haven't seen
Tolbert's a free agent.
Yeah, even though we haven't seen much of Tolbert, you got to look at the depth of our wide receivers. We're pretty deep in wide receivers.
Yeah, I'll take Fowler, and I'll take not Fowler, excuse me. I'll take Flournoy. I'll take Flournoy. I'll take obviously Pickens. You got those three. You're gonna have Cavante. So there's four, and you just draft it. You draft another receiver. You get one, and you see if you could you strike gold. Yeah, those other guys can all go.
Yeah, with fresh legs, somebody with fresh legs and some speed, because we got enough wide receiver to carry us, even if Tolbert wasn't on the team.
He's nice, but he's just not. Your fourth receiver needs to play special teams, so he's going to be in his fifth year. Does he really want to? Is he going to be one of those guys that want to do that?
Right.
And he's not going to be getting the field much. I mean, they don't get a lot of opportunity because really he's not the fourth receiver. It could be a fifth receiver because Turpin, they're going to kind of gadget him up a little bit. And I think Flournoy showed a lot. And I think, if you get Pickens and him, you get Pickens and CD, that's going to open up opportunities for Flournoy. And I think he took advantage of them and given those opportunities. He had that 100-yard game. One of those, I forget which one it was.
I'm glad he made it too, because I remember when he was in college and I heard him, but didn't know much about him. But when my friend, my Air Force buddy, when he retired, he became a professional trainer. And, you had him on the show.
Yeah.
And he told me, he said, Greg, I'm training.
One of my favorite interviews, by the way.
Yeah, he said, I'm training this guy that may possibly be go to Cowboys, whatever.
Yeah.
And he said Flournoy, and then we got him. I was like, man, that's great. And then I was concerned because we drafted him so late. I was like, man, he's gonna make the team. But he did make the team, and I'm just so glad he made it, man. I'm so glad he made it. Because I know Kayson's happy that he made it, because Kayson one trained him before he came into the league.
You got to get him back on one day because he was one of my favorite.
I'll contact him tonight.
Yeah, I wanted to turn the off season, get him on. He had some great takes, some great insight, but I enjoyed the conversations and all of that. So yeah.
But the corners, if we clean house and starting from total scratch, it'll only be like that if Christian Parker says we need to totally clean house. But I can see him keeping two for sure. Maybe a third one, and the third one being Kalen Carson, keeping them because you need something to start with.
Well, and you got to have, these guys are an account. You got to have, you can't get rid of everyone because you got cap hits, and especially with Bland, you're going to have to do that. And with Revel, I mean, it was a rookie year. He'll be fine. I think, but you need some guys, some veteran guys, that kind of thing that you could put in there too. So
that's going to be my most exciting thing to look forward to right now, because every part of the offseason is a certain milestone, like February and then March and April.
Hey, the football offseason is long, man. We got to stretch it out, right? You got to kind of get something.
Those are the periods where I look for some news from the Cowboys. I look for some news in February, which we already got January, the end of January, beginning of February, which we got about the coaches. Now in March, I'm going to be rubbing my palms because I'm going to be listening for that free agency. In April comes around when they do the combine and the chatter that's going to go around in the combine, then the end of April for the draft. But my biggest of those 3 periods, the one that I always anticipate the most is the free agent pick.
Yeah. It's been disappointing the last few years.
Yeah, but especially for this year. Because this year needs to be a haul.
Yeah.
This year needs to be a haul. So I'm really looking forward to that, especially with these new coaches we got too. And I know they're going to be part of that war room when it comes to the free agency part. So, man, I'm really looking forward to that when they start going out for the free agents. And then I like what I heard from Dak about he's willing to do whatever. CD, I don't care if he makes as much money as more money than me. I want him on the team. Everybody wants, and then Pickens' attitude about the whole thing.
They're all that's right. We talked about. They're saying all the right things, man. They're all the right things, and I like seeing that. And don't let it drag out. Everyone's flying in that lovey-dovey, kumbaya. Let's keep it that way and get this off season with a nice quiet off season, no stress, no this or that. But yeah, tomorrow Cuts will be sending out these chains. So I'm going to get a sneak peek. I haven't seen anything. So this is going to be kind of our Cowboys Cave. We always do a fundraiser to help raise money, and Cuts does these awesome, commemorative kind of thing. And I'll let me see. I got the one from last year, and it was the paddle. We were supposed to paddle some asses, but we didn't really do much paddling.
We didn't get much
paddling this year.
Mine ain't got no booty on it. Mine ain't got no booty on it. We didn't get a chance to paddle anybody.
I got mine signed by all the great people that were there.
Yeah, I bought mine and I forgot to pull it out the bag so everybody.
I did that the first year. So I even got SoCal. I got my man SoCal on there. Nix is on there. I know J Tuck is on there. I know G Reg is on there. My man Kelly K9 is on there. There's Cuts. I was worried I didn't get Cuts, but I did get Cuts. And Bugsy and all of them. So we do that. And so this year we have a new one, and we don't want to say what it is. It's going to be, we're going to unveil it at the right time. And it's an opportunity. So when you guys come to the tailgate party, man, it really is a lot of fun. We've won tailgate of the day for 2 years in a row for the Dallas Cowboys. We got put up on the Jumbotron, or video on the Jumbotron 2 years in a row, which is a lot of fun. So be part of it. More to come with that. It is, like I said, we had Eugene Lockhart out there. We might even get Eugene might be bringing a couple friends with him. Eugene had a good time, so he might be bringing a couple friends with him. So it'll be good. It'll be good. Nice place to watch the Super Bowl in Tampa. I don't know what part of Tampa you're going to be in. Tampa's such a big city.
It is.
I don't live in Tampa. I live on the outskirts outside of Tampa. It's weird. Like, I'm not having any interest in the Super Bowl. I'll watch it, but man, I'm like gonna just chill at home and not do anything.
This isn't an excitement Super Bowl for me.
But Eric, if you're around Saturday, I might be up at Escape. It's a craft bar up in Trinity, and I might be over there. So I don't know where you're gonna be, but if you're anywhere near there, give your boy a holler, and I'll buy you a beer. So
it's just I'll be watching it from home, but it won't really be that exciting. I'm going for the Seahawks. I'm rooting for them. But if now Buffalo were playing the Seahawks, I'd really be exciting for me because I want to see Buffalo get in there. But just something about this whole Super Bowl. It's just, and then the 2 weeks went by fast. They are going by fast, and the excitement around the Super Bowl isn't as big as previous excitement and all of that fanfare before the Super Bowl. This was like just going by like it's just going to be another game, So I ain't going to be doing a much special for this Super Bowl, really. And I hope I fall asleep on it because it might be damn boring.
And unfortunately, Brandon area, you're like south. You're pretty south Tampa, so you're going to be like South Tampa. I'm north west. So I'm more like Pinellas County. If you go Pinellas, Pasco, like into that, area, that's kind of where I'm at. So it might be a little haul for you. But if you're out and about and you're enjoying the weekend, Escape it's a pretty cool brewery. We went there last week. It was cold as hell, so we went inside, but we wanted to check it out again. The beer was they had this really cool. I like craft beers and they mix up them different flavors, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
The weather's gonna be good. It's gonna be in
weather's
the
good.
The weather's gonna be good this weekend. Hey, what about because I haven't heard any rumors at all about offensive line coach, defensive line coaches, the other coaches.
I don't think they made any moves. They did. Let me pull up my tracker, and
I've heard once those.
I think all the offensive guys are pretty much all back. They got
Sorensen is staying.
I'll destroy his name. Chidera, I'm gonna say that outside linebackers coach. He came over from Georgia. He was the defensive line coach there, I believe. And then they got a new coach on offense, Stephen Bravo Brown, assistant wide receiver coach.
He's new this year.
Yeah, they just got him. He was a former receiver at South Florida, joins the Cowboy after 6 seasons. He was with the Browns, beginning there as a defensive quality control coach, ultimately being assistant wide receiver coach in 25. Brings a wealth of special teams knowledge, which boy they need. 3 seasons at assistant special teams coach with Cleveland. Obviously, White Cotton is gone.
Mm-hmm. Is Lundy staying or did he go?
That name is still no. I haven't heard anything on him.
He's available to go if somebody signs him if he wants to leave.
They interviewed
special teams, right?
Yeah.
So that new coach you just mentioned, if he got special teams experience, him and Sorensen will probably team up on some stuff.
Hopefully. Yeah. I don't think they're doing anything I don't think any of their offensive guys left. I don't think they're doing anything with the offense.
Yeah, because the only one that's left was White Cotton and then possibly Lundy.
Yeah. I think he's gone. And Dixon, we talked about that earlier. Dixon's the defensive line coach, and he played with the Cowboys for a very little bit. So, birthday weekend, man. That's good. Hey, Florida is a nice spot to be for the birthday weekend. The weather is going to be phenomenal. The weather. Kelly even told me he's thinking about coming down to Tampa in the summer. So we might have a Cowboys Cave summer party. If Kelly comes down.
Give me a reason to drive to Tampa.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if we have, a lot of you guys in the Tampa area, but we might have a summer. What do they call that? I don't know. Whatever they call summer to remember. I don't know what they call it. But anyway. And also make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, and share. I haven't been doing that. And Cuts, we got a road trip. I'll have you, I won't make you do the cooking though. If you come here, I'll see if Frankie wants to come to Tampa. Maybe he can do the cooking.
We gotta let Cuts. Cuts got to be able to relax and enjoy the festivities.
Yeah, you gotta enjoy it. But I did say for our members, and we have a lot of members. Okay, family, we've been getting more. We're doing a giveaway this month. It is going to be Kevin Smith, Larry Brown, dual signed photo. Got it signed by both of them. Kevin Smith has been on our show. Larry Brown met over at the Hall of Fame induction they had in Texas. So I'm going to be doing a members only show. And during that show, I'm going to give you guys a clue. And if you guys answer it and you messaged me on one of my social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and all that, then I'm going to pull one of you guys to win this. So that'll be this month's prize. Every month we're going to try and do something, because I gotta give something like summer fling. Is that what we call that? Summer fling?
Dallas Cowboys. No, Cowboys Cave summer fling.
We gotta think. I'll think of a name. Because we got to do something. And I tell you, it'd work out perfect. We've got great beaches here in Clearwater. I got a nice little. It looks like a pontoon boat. It's a Sea-Doo switch. I got 2 wave runners that have been. The kids are getting older, so I got to use those. And we got easy in, easy out to be able to get you guys out there. So we can have a beach party. We can have an island party, the Cowboys Cave Island Paradise Party, something like that. I've got a grill that I'm just waiting to break out. One of those what are they? The flat iron. What are they called?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know what the hell I mean.
Yeah.
Got one of those for the boat. So we have all these things. So we can have a great time.
It might, once you announce it on Cowboys Cave.
I probably shouldn't do that, huh?
I was gonna say it because it'll be one of those things like the Cowboys didn't make the playoffs, so they going on vacay somewhere. We'll be the same way. We didn't make the playoffs, so we going to Tampa for vacay. But once it gets on Cowboys Cave, social media, you'll see something like, where the hell are all these people coming from?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be by invitation only. Let me preface that. I don't have a place for everyone to stay. So it's going to be very limited on that. But if there's hotels, so you guys could, you could do that. But yeah, I'll take care of the Cowboys Cave crew. I take care of. Outside that, you guys are on your own, but you can come hang out with us. It'll be fun.
There's a lot of Cowboys fans in the Tampa area.
We have I'm part of a Tampa Bay Cowboy fan thing, and they watch party. We went to a couple of those. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, that would be trouble, Doug. That would be trouble. We came and brought trouble to your town. I'm afraid of people bringing trouble to my town. That's what I get.
Hey, look, I'm on the Panhandle of Florida. Don't bring it up here. Don't bring it up here.
Oh man,
don't want it up here at all, buddy. But that would be something, wouldn't it? That it'll be like the inauguration of the summer vacay, and only if the Cowboys don't go to the playoffs be the year we take a vacation like they do, and it's in Tampa. That would be something.
Hey, we gotta, it's about getting ready because the summer is kind of like that. We get our juices going. We get the positivity. We get the, this is our year. I know people don't like to hear that, but I always tell people, Greg, I don't know how you feel, but do you ever go into a season saying, yeah, we'll be 6-10. I could deal with it. No. I mean, I want to win every year.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I watch the games.
And every season we go in, I'm already expecting us to win enough to get in the playoffs. Yeah, that's except for the 7 and.
That's the same with you, by the way. He said he's got dibs chilling with you.
Oh yeah. I got a room for you, Cuts. But I'm like, man, I always look at us getting in the playoffs.
Yes.
And the thing for me is, I don't know about others, but I just love watching them boys play. It's just, I don't care who they playing, when they playing. Just watching them play, the anticipation just to watch them play, that Cowboy uniform and get out in that field and watch them play, it's unlike anything else, man, in any other sport that I follow. Just like the Canes, just to watch them play.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And it's only 17 games. That's it. It's like I said, it's not baseball and basketball where you get hockey, you got all these games. It is just, it's one day a week, and it's like, man, I just want to be able to. You gotta enjoy it because it's over so fast.
Yeah, it is.
It's like God. It seems like yesterday we were just talking about the start of the season, and now here we are. We're 2 days away from the Super Bowl, or 3 days away from the Super Bowl, right? Friday, Saturday. Yeah, 3 days away from the Super Bowl, and it's over. It's just the season's over that fast. And the thing that you guys say is that you want, if you want hope and you want to say, you know what, why not? I mean, can we get this shit right? Look no further than the Super Bowl this year. You got New England and Seattle. Who the hell thought either one of them were A, going to be in the playoffs, and B, be in the Super Bowl?
Neither one of them. People were talking about New England early this season because how good they were playing, but nope. You really did look at those two teams and you're thinking somebody else, definitely somebody else other than them. Maybe the Rams for sure. The 49ers might get.
Yeah, how sick are the Bills? We got the offensive player of the year. This is a good award.
The winner decided not to pull up tonight, so I guess on his behalf. Jackson Smith, Njigba.
Yeah.
He couldn't get that name.
No,
right.
He could, but that doesn't surprise me.
That doesn't surprise me at all. He's going to get that. So who gets the MVP? Who do you think going to get the MVP? Stafford? Do you think it's kind of Stafford?
Stafford number one, and I wouldn't be surprised if they select Drake May over him. But
really,
I'm not saying that I want him to win it. I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if they select him over him based on how they do these selections. But Stafford probably should be the MVP. Stafford should be the MVP. I mean, even those 3 games they played against Seattle, all 3 games came down to the grind. I mean, those were all 3 were battles.
Oh, they were great games. I think it's Stafford too. I think it's Stafford.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody else. Nobody else comes to mind other than Drake May because of what Drake May has done. Nobody else comes to mind. Yeah. And I think if Bo
Stafford
Nix,
around not one person's for anyone else so far.
I think if Bo Nix wasn't hurt and they made it to the Super Bowl, he would be one of the nominees.
Yeah.
But Stafford to me, it'd be hands down. But it wouldn't shock me if they pick Drake May.
I don't think so.
It wouldn't shock me because, you know, I'm still baffled about how they vote anyway.
No, well, yeah. But I mean, I would say for the most part, outside the Hall of Fame, and maybe I don't know. I mean, I'm going to wait and see how it is, but it doesn't seem like people are that, you know, upset about it. So
what, Hall of Fame?
Yeah, like the Hall of Fame class and like people who didn't get in. It's like maybe it's just us in our own little world, but I don't know. It's frustrating. I don't want to get all angry again about it, but it's just frustrating when I see some of the names getting in and I see some of the guys that haven't gotten in. Mm-hmm. It just baffles my mind. But you know, because now you're gonna have a whole nother crop.
Yeah,
you got a whole nother crop.
And then to limit it to 5. That you know, this year for the Super Bowl and the Hall of Fame, it'll be a year almost that people just forget. Because there's no excitement. These two weeks coming up to the Super Bowl, where they do the pre-interviews and all of that. Normally it's real lively, and I watch it every day a little bit, and it's boring. And then the Hall of Fame picks, boring. Yeah, there's a couple people now I'm glad made it, but people will forget this. And then limit it to 5.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
I mean, hey, if you need to have 8 one year, you need to have 2 the next year because don't force guys in because you got to fill a number either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you don't have to. You can do 10 each year easy without forcing them. Easy. Because there's so many, especially if you go back in the days that we were talking about. Easy. Yeah. But it's just this whole season, this whole end of this, not because the Cowboys aren't in it, because there's been plenty of years when the Cowboys didn't make it, but it was still exciting about the 2 teams that were in. I was like, ooh, I can't wait to see this. The pregame talk on the NFL week and all of that stuff, and then the Hall of Fame. But this one is just kind of nonchalant. It's just everything about it is just dry.
It's definitely it's a bummer. But I would say too is make sure you guys hit that like. You see, when you hit likes, good things happen to our channel. We have surpassed 5,500 subscribers. And I would just say this, we've gained probably close to 1,000 subscribers in less than a month. I mean, the channel is really kind of taking its stride and taking its toll. I kept telling people, if I can get to 5,000, I think now you're kind of on a legitimate plane. And this has been grassroots efforts. I don't know what the hell I'm doing on any of this stuff. So it's been cool to kind of get to this. And, we had a show with 3,000, people watching it. And, tonight it's been very good. I mean, I was just kind of looking at it and we're at like 2,000 views. So I know people are hopping in and out. Different people have been hopping in and out because I told you it's going to be a long show, but want to thank everybody for really supporting the Cowboys Cave, being part of the family, because that's really, what it is. I mean, this is it's a great close-knit group of fans, and we love hanging out with each other and talking Cowboys football. We don't always agree.
Yeah,
we're not always going to agree, and that's fine. I mean, you got to have balance, right, Greg? I mean, some of us are going to be the positive, and you got to have some people that are going to be negative Nellies, and we got to pick those people up, and the other ones got to put us, in our place because maybe we're being too positive. But it's a good balance. But the show wouldn't be anything without any of you guys, so I definitely appreciate it. Max Crosby, that's something you see all the time.
That would have been great.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is, and they say they can do it, but is there enough money? If you're going to have Pickens and is there enough money to go around?
I don't think they got it. I
just don't think you could.
No, even if you restructure Dak's contract and a few others, I don't see them being able to pay Max the money it's going to take to get him. No, because let's a crazy scenario. Let's say Dallas offers the Raiders one of their first round picks to get Max or something. Well, okay, but then how do you pay Max?
Yeah.
And not only that, you pay Max. That's one. Look at all the other holes we got on defense. How are we going to fill them even in free agency? Now we're right back where we started. Max would have been good. Max would have been good during that Parsons fiasco. But then again, Quentin Williams turned out to be a great addition to the team for a defensive line. But in linebackers, Max would be totally solid. But you still need to surround Max with some competent free agents and some good.
That's a problem. That's a big. I mean, then you should have kept Parsons earlier and signed him earlier. I mean, you know what I mean. If that's what your plan was to do, but I think, hey, if they get him, I'm not going to be upset. Anything they could do, I'll be happy. I'm just thinking, the Jones said he wants Pickens to be a Cowboy long term, so I know that's their priority, and I just don't know how you could have two of the highest paid receivers, the highest paid quarterback. I mean, they signed one of the highest paid offensive linemen, one of the highest. Bland signed a pretty good deal, and then I mean, I don't know how you could do it, but if they could figure it out, then shit, man, I'm all for it. I don't know if it's doable realistically, but we'll see what happens.
Well, I really hope, because the number one priority for me right now is them signing Pickens and no drama, no.
I think Stafford got the MVP. Did Stafford get the MVP?
Yep, he got it.
All right, yeah, Stafford got the MVP. See, I'm sorry, I was yapping.
Yeah, sign Pickens, and then I can close that chapter, and then I can just look towards free agency and really enjoy the fruit that's going to come out of that. But I don't want Pickens to go, because even if they franchise tag him, they still need to sign him by sometime in March to keep people away from coming out there looking for him and him deciding whether he wants to leave or not.
Yeah.
And
who's to say, like, you trade for Crosby, who's to say he doesn't want a new deal? I mean, he's looking at an opportunity for him to, hey, I want a fresh deal. I'm going to Dallas. I want a fresh deal. You know what I mean? And that's what I say is, you want a proven pass rush. Well, we can't. I want a lot of things in life too.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to give to get. And if you want Pickens, you're going to have to sacrifice some things. And the way I look at it is, can you win? Go look at the Patriots, look at Seattle. Tell me if they've got a Garrett on their team or a Crosby. They don't. They just got 11 guys that are dogs and that want to win.
That's right.
Show me the last high-priced, high-paid defensive end that hoisted the Lombardi. Now, maybe you're going to name one and make me look like an idiot, but I'm just thinking.
It'll be a while back.
I'm just saying. I'm thinking of Garrett, no. Crosby, no. J.J. Watt, no. Or T.J. Watt, I meant no.
Household name.
Michael Parsons, no. Who else? And that's what I'm saying is, like, I couldn't. I mean, and I don't watch Seattle all the time, so it's fair, but I couldn't name you 5 defensive guys on their team.
No, but they all, like you said, they're all dogs and they all play together. Yeah. That's why, and we can have all dogs and they all play together when we get the players out of free agency. Because what we're going to get out of free agency is experience of people that's already dirty from other teams being on the field. They're going to bring that dog to Dallas. Right now, we don't have those dogs. They're going to bring that dog to Dallas. Then we sprinkle them with the drafts and a few people that we keep. Now we got the dogs we want. They just got to work in unison. And I think Christian Parker and the other 2 coaches, they'll make sure that we get the unity that Seattle has. Have people play for each other like Seattle. Because that's what they got. Legion of Boom Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
They play. One thing I like about Seattle, like you said, you can't name any of these players on defense, but they all are like on the same treadmill. Every one of them on the same treadmill at the same speed at the same time, and they all playing together. And I love that.
And that's coaching.
The boom part 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's coaching, getting the best out of their guys and put them in the best positions to win. Denver, the same way. Go look at Denver's best defense. I mean, go, Surtain, go ahead. Name me some other guys that are all over, household names that are these big names. They're not. And that's what I say is on defense, it's guy once said, money on offense, depth on defense. You're not going to be able to have money on both sides of the ball heavy. It's just not. I mean, realistically, I don't think it's feasible. I didn't think it's feasible.
And you think about any team sport, because we're both former athletes, and we know if somebody had, like, when you're younger, people say, ooh, and I'm just gonna make an example. Ooh, if I can get Staubach from this team, if I can, get all the best position players on one team, you wouldn't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because it's not them that's really winning it. It's them lunch pail people that they're not going to be here. They're not going to be here, but they're always going to be right here, consistent, hard and grinding. Those are the ones that help you win everything. It's not superstars in every position, because superstars in every position will never win the entire championship.
No.
You need those players that are in those positions that are hungry as hell, and they bring that lunch bucket, and they
right here for you, Greg.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.
That's
like Eugene said it, man.
That's what you need, because if you have superstars from every team in one team, you'll never win a championship. You need those players that just lay it out on the field. At the end of the field, they walk off like that San Diego Chargers game and Miami Dolphins game.
Oh, where Kellen Winslow
carrying each other like that. That's the kind of dogs you need.
No, I agree. And Von Miller, there you go. Von Miller, 10 years ago.
Yeah,
been that long. So it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Yeah, the Georgia linebacker coach coming to Dallas. CJ Allen. I'm telling you, if you got Downs and Allen in the first round, oh my God, you're talking about two impact guys, strong, second level, third level. I mean, we'd be doing backflips in the street if something like that were to happen. But they do need more. They do need some veterans, and they're going to need to get a veteran guy that's a pass rush. They're going to have to get somebody. Now, Clowney showed some stuff, in the last part of the season, and
I would like to keep him another year.
And I think Azaraku showed a lot. He didn't get the sack numbers, that you'd hope, but I think usually you see a lift, and I think he's a guy to keep. And Overshown, he's a Swiss Army knife. I mean, they do have some pieces that they can work with, but they're going to have to get some other stuff, no doubt about it.
And as Azaraku, imagine we get another edge. That's all we need to get everything out of him, because you figure Azaraku was our strongest edge. So they can double team Azaraku, or they can do packages for him because there's nobody else coming around the other edge as strong. But we get another edge. Now they got the scheme for both. That's going to open up some opportunities for Azaraku to get his talent past that line and get in there. And people may not see it like that. You got one strong edge rusher. You got to understand, they're going to scheme for that one strong edge.
Oh, yeah.
When we had Micah, Azaraku, and then Michael coming, when they played Michael different positions, Michael comes on the edge this way, Azaraku can come around and he can get them sacks just as Michael's trying to get to him, because they're double teaming Micah. But we need another edge. We definitely need another edge on defense, that defensive line. So
and like I said, it may be, I mean, shit, if Bain or Bailey fell to Dallas at 12, that would be pretty damn good. I don't think that happened. I don't think that's going to happen. But, Mesidor's, I mean, he's a solid, he's a big dude. He's solid. So they can work on it. Yeah, Keontae Scott. The only way we can get Keontae Scott, which I would do backflips for, would be if Heights is another good one, is they'd have to somehow get into that second and third round. They don't have that right now. And that's, you're not getting Keontae Scott in the fourth round. So they're going to have to get
gone by then.
They're going to have to get within that round. I would love to get a guy like that. I would be there. Yeah. And it's rotation. We're not saying Clowney's going to be the starter, but you got to have rotational guys. I mean, it's just like they did now. You've got to get rotational. I mean, Fowler was injured and he just wasn't what he was, but you were hoping you had Fowler, you had Clowney, you get Ezeraku, you got Houston, that you're just trying to do it with bunches of guys. It'd be nice to get one other dominant guy to kind of be there, but it's early. Spurs win. They pulled it out.
And then those guys like Clowney, and Fowler coming in the rotation.
Yeah.
They would be better because they wouldn't be out there so long, and they don't have to be injury prone. So they'll come in rotation. But every draft, there's 1 to 2 players that everybody expected in the first round that drop.
Yes. Don't steal my thunder. That's my Caleb. That's my Downs video.
It would be extremely interesting because it's based on the needs of those, especially those first 10 teams. It's based on their needs. So it's going to be interesting to see who drops, not because the team didn't have any desire to get them. That's not what that team needed really bad.
Yeah.
Because you got to consider that first round, those first 10 teams, those are the first 10 teams that really suck. Almost as you start getting close to 10, they're not suck, but they kind of suck. So
no, absolutely.
They're going to be looking at the biggest demand they got to get out that first round. And we're in a good position for somebody that can drop. We're in a good position.
You definitely, because you get the runs. You're going to get the runs on pass rush. There's premium positions that generally end up going higher. So there's going to be man of the year. Who got man of the year?
Is that
try to see who that is.
Seattle.
No, it can't be. Is it? Is that Bobby Wagner from Washington? Yeah. He used to be in Seattle. Yeah, Bobby Wagner.
He got it.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
So do you think because of the second, we don't have a pick in the second and third round?
Mm-mm.
Do you think Dallas might
could trade down
on the 20th pick? I mean, what is it, 19th pick now?
20th. Yeah, they could trade down. Yeah.
To get several players in the second or third round.
Try and trade down to get back into the second, third round.
Get more players because, like I said, the second and third round, you got hungry dogs. So now, but I don't want them to waste that 12th pick. I really don't want them to waste it.
Yeah.
But the 20th pick, if they go ahead and trade down, but not trade way down to the 4th, 5th, or 6th round. No, the second or the third round, especially the second round, then I wouldn't be mad at that. But get maybe 2 picks out of that.
Shout out to my Canadian brothers, Cowboys Can fan, man. Look at you guys popping in. Definitely appreciate it. Yeah, I hope we don't get the runs on draft day. I don't want the runs. I definitely don't want. You guys want to talk about a great group, man. Cowboys Can fan. Make sure you guys. I hope you better be subscribed to them. If you're not, go check those dudes out. Man. I've been waiting for years.
Are they on TikTok or Facebook?
They're on YouTube. But they do TikTok, and I think they're on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and all that stuff. But they are just a great group, man. And I've been on the show a couple. We need to do a show again. We need to collab on a show again soon. But man, they're awesome, and we just haven't been able to kind of link up at a game. I gotta make it happen. Yeah. But they're just an awesome group. So group of guys. So if you guys aren't subscribed to Cowboys Can Fan, make sure you go check them out, man. Make sure you go check them out.
There you are. I think
there you go. Greg, you and the Cowboys Cave were not subscribed to their channel. I slap you. I can't, but I apologize.
Subscribe to which channel?
Crack them if you got them, man. That's the key phrase. I say
that.
To
which channel?
Huh?
You said didn't subscribe to what channel?
YouTube.
Oh, I'm on YouTube.
Oh, did you subscribe to their channel?
To the Can Fan?
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking for. Well, I just found them on TikTok. I got to find them on YouTube now.
Oh, make sure you subscribe,
I just followed them on TikTok. It's the same picture. It's the same.
Yeah. I mean, I got to see what I got to do, guys. Man, I got to get these people straightened out. My own brothers on my show.
I'm on YouTube, but I hadn't posted any videos on YouTube in over a year.
I'm telling you what, Greg. I am on YouTube. I watch more stuff on YouTube now than all these other, Yahoo shows. I'm telling you, you find some good content on YouTube. Those guys do a great job. Yeah, Paul and Mike, the World's Team. That's another one. Greg, I got to get you educated. That's another great. I was hoping if we're gonna have a international game, I wanted it in Europe or in England, and so I can hang out with these guys. I got to hang out with Paul. I haven't met Mike yet. Hopefully we will. And
England, that would be great. That would be great to go over there and meet old boy over there. I just subscribed to the guys on YouTube.
All right.
Yeah.
All
that would be great to go up there in England, man. If Dallas played up there and go up there and hang out with old boy, who can imagine the time we would have up there? That would be something. That would be something.
Oh man,
that's a fan.
Frankie
Frank is a fan.
Yeah.
Coming from England.
Oh, Germany. He's Germany.
Germany.
Yeah.
That is a fan.
Yeah.
The last two years, didn't he?
Yeah. No, he goes. Yeah, absolutely.
That is a fan.
No, he's a good.
He
is a brother, man. He's a great friend, and definitely good. So, all right, they're wrapped up. So we are going to wrap up. We hung out 2 hours. We got everything done. Definitely appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. We got 300 of you guys still hanging with us. So hit that thumbs up on your way out. More importantly, Super Bowl extravaganza. We are going to have our Sunday show. We are going to bring a plethora of people. We might see Mikey Schefter pop in. We might see Kelly pop in. Eugene the Hit Machine is going to be popping in. So we are going to have a great show. I know, Greg, you're going to be there, right?
I'm wearing Eugene's jersey for that day.
All right. So hopefully we'll have the whole crew there. We'll get you ready. Don't watch those stupid ass the Super Bowl shows. They talk about the same crap. We're going to mix it up. We're going to have some fun, and definitely looking forward to it. I appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you guys soon, and you guys have a great evening. Take care. Appreciate all the love. We'll see you Sunday. Be safe.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.